Welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. In this video, we're going to learn 4 different ways to change the color of anything in your image using the color replacement tool, hue saturation sliders, color range selection, and blend if. Okay, so the first method that I'm going to show you of how to change the color of anything in Photoshop is going to be using, if we go over here to our brush tool, but right click on it, the color replacement tool. But just so you know that despite this one being maybe the easiest, it's also the worst because it's destructive, unlike the other ones, meaning that when you use this one, you're actually affecting the pixels of the image, whereas the other ones use layer masks, making them non-destructive. But having said that, let's see how you use this one anyway. So for me up top, I like to keep limits at contiguous. Tolerance, I think it's easiest in this case to bump it up pretty high, like 75%. I like to use this middle one here. That's called sampling once. I don't know, it's not coming up here. Sampling once. And then mode, color, or hue, but I'm just gonna leave it on color. And then down here, you just gotta click and pick your color. So I'm gonna leave it at this kind of bright pink, maybe a little bit over, and click OK. Now, whatever I click on, since it's only sampling once, whatever red I click on here, I'm gonna try and pick one, since my tolerance is fairly high here, I'm going to pick a red that's kind of in the middle. I'm not going to pick my dark red, and I'm not going to click one of these bright spots. I'm going to pick something kind of in the middle, so my range is a little bit on both sides of that red. I'm going to click, and then now whatever I paint is just going to change to that sample color that I selected a few seconds ago. And then paint over everything of that color, and that's basically how you use the color replacement tool. The second way to change color that I'm going to show you is using an adjustment layer down here. So this little half circle thing called hue saturation. So you can see the adjustment layer will pop up right above your image here, and there'll be all these sliders up here. Now usually when you slide these sliders, you're adjusting the hue, let's say for the entire image, or the saturation for the entire image, or the lightness for the entire image. And if we look down here, these little bars mean that it's for all of this kind of spectrum of color. But in this case, we don't want to change the entire image, we just want to change the leaf, right? So let's just go up here and let's hover over this hand that has these little arrows on it. And you can see with this, we can click and drag in an image to modify saturation or hue. One of them is just a click, the other one's a control and a click. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to use this picker to pick that red, and you can see that this actually changes to red. Originally it was master, and we switched it to red by clicking on here. And then if we scroll down, we can now see that there is a range that is selected. You can expand the range by clicking this and bringing this out to widen the amount of colors that are going to be selected, or this side, or both. But I think just leaving it where it's selected does a pretty good job in this case, especially if you have a pretty solid color like this. So let's just see what this little hand picker guy does. So if I select it and then I click on my image on the color that I want to change, and I slide to the right, you're going to add saturation. We can see here that it's added saturation. If I click and drag to the left, it's going to desaturate. So if you just want part of your image to be black and white, that is a very quick way to do it. To change the hue though, you need to hold control and do the same thing. So watch the sliders over here as I go. So when I click on that and I go to the right, you can see that that slider is going through all those different hues. And then if I go to the left, it's going to change as I go. So I'm going to not do anything crazy. I'm just going to go to maybe orange right there. I think that looks pretty good. But you'll also notice that the hand was changing as well, and we don't want that. So if you have something in your image that's also changing color, here's all you have to do. You just have to go back to your adjustment layer and make sure you're clicked on the mask part, not on like this icon part, on the mask. Then just go over to your brush tool, make sure you're on the brush tool with foreground black, and then just change the size of your brush. Keep the hardness down, but change the size of your brush to whatever makes sense for your image. I'm going to go a little bit bigger than that. And then just paint over the areas that you do not want to be affected by that adjustment layer, by the hue saturation adjustments that we made. So in this case, it's the hand. But if we look over at the mask, now we can see that whatever we painted in black, that's going to reveal through to our original image. Everything that's in white is being affected by the hue saturation adjustment layer. So that's everything else over here. So if we click on the eyeball, we can see that this is after, and that is before. And now the only thing that changes is the leaf. The third way to change color that I'm going to show you is using select and color range. In here you get the color picker. You can pick on the color that you want to change. As you can see in the selection here, whatever is white is what's going to be fully changed. Whatever is black is not going to be changed at all because it's not selected. And then within the grays, whatever is the lightest is kind of closest to white, so it might get changed quite a bit. And then whatever's in the darkest that's closest to black will probably not get changed very much. And then play around with fuzziness here to determine how much is the blend between what's selected and what's not. If you need to add more to your selection, you can use this plus, and then just drag along in the area that you want to select. So now it's selecting more of this range of colors in here, besides the first time when I just clicked once and it was one color that it was selecting from. If you want to get rid of some of your selection, you can use this minus. So if I want to go up here and go, no, I don't want that, you can try and pick some of these things to get rid of some of the selection to narrow it back down, and then just click OK. Now, sometimes the selection works out pretty good like that, but sometimes it doesn't. Like up here, there's some stuff that's now selected that we don't want. So instead of just doing it for the whole image, another way to do it with this one is to actually use your lasso tool or any other selection tool and make a fairly refined selection. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but you just want to kind of narrow down the zone that we're going to be picking our color from. Okay, so if that's that selection, I can go back up to select, color range, and you can see it's kind of narrowed in now. So now when I go to the plus and I add some colors in, yes, there's some other ones that are being selected around here, but it's not selecting all of this around there. I'm going to go to minus, maybe just try and get rid of that, and that's a pretty good selection. I'm going to increase the, increase the fuzziness a little bit and click OK. So now my selection's a little bit better. I still might have some stuff on the outside, but we can clean that up after. Then all you're going to do is go over to your adjustment layers, add hue saturation, and now when we play around with this, it'll only change what we had selected. As you can see, that's represented in the white down here. Whatever's black is not going to be affected by our hue saturation adjustment layer. At this point, it's a good idea to zoom in and see if you have any extra stuff. So right here, you can see that that's beyond the selection. It's impacting the background a little bit. There might be some other spots around. So just look at the stuff that's beyond what you want to be selected that might have been in the selection that you did with the lasso tool. If you find some stuff like this, then just go back to your mask, go to your brush, and make sure you have a black brush in the foreground down here. And then obviously adjust your brush and hardness. I think, in the 60s is good, but adjust your brush for what makes sense. So in this case, I'm going to use a kind of medium-ish brush here, and I'm just going to clean up all the extra stuff that might be around that I had selected with the lasso tool, but that I don't want to be changing the color of at all. And just kind of go around and clean up those edges until you are happy with what is remaining. Now, if you want these to be two different colors, that's really easy. All you have to do is go over to your adjustment layer, hold Control-J to duplicate it. It's going to look wonky at first, but then just click on one mask, and with your black brush, I'd increase it. You can just paint over one of them on this mask, and then switch over to the other mask and paint over the other one. Obviously, they're going to look the same for right now, but since they're on two different adjustment layers here, now on one of them, all I have to do is click back on here, and I can adjust this one to be something else if I want. And then if you want to change something else in the image, like I did on the thumbnail, like the background or the sweater, all you have to do is follow the same steps. Go back to your background image, go over to select, color range, and then click on the other thing that you want to change. So in this case, I'm going to select the background. You can see that it makes that selection. And you can see that there's some gray in here, so we're going to have to fix that up after the fact. I'm not going to do it now. I like that selection. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to add my adjustment layer. That's a hue saturation. And now I can play around with the background. I'm going to make it like I did on the thumbnail, maybe a bright green. But you can see on her face, can you see in there? There's some green blotches that are now showing up on her face, which we don't want. And that's what's kind of showing up right on this. The black part is what we want, and there's some little gray spots in there. So let's just click back on it, make sure we're on our black brush, and then just paint over her face or the area that you don't want to be affected. So I'm going to go all into the hair up here. I'm not going to go too close to the edge. I'm just going to clean up everything that I want to maintain as part of the original image, of the original colors and the original look of the image. And then I'm just going to group these together so I can hide it so we can see the before and after. The fourth way I'm going to show you to change color of anything in Photoshop is using blend if. So for that method, what we have to do is click on our layer and go Control J to duplicate our image. And for right now, let's just hide the background layer. Then we're going to right click and go to blending options or double click over here. When the layer style window opens, just head down here to blend if. Now in this case, I don't want to blend if gray. I want to blend if something that matches. So instead of gray, I'm going to choose green because that's the most prominent one in this image. If you had something that was red you needed to change or blue, pick those ones. Green works for this image. Then these sliders come up. If you notice here, if I slide this left, you can see that the green, those light greens, like the yellows, are disappearing and the dark greens are staying. So I'm just going to change, I'm going to slide this quite a bit over this way. And then if I bring this one back, you can see that those dark spots leave, but I'm going to keep those. I'm going to slide this over. Now, some of these transitions look pretty harsh, right? So if I hold Alt and I click on this, like one side of this slider, I can smooth out the transition. So I'm going to make it fairly smooth, like a very gradual selection change. Okay, so once you have that selection of your color, whatever it is, you just have to click OK. And you'll notice that nothing really happens in the thumbnail of your image. It looks the same. So what we have to do is go over here and right click, convert it to a smart object, and now you can see all that extra stuff that we got rid of in the thumbnail. It's actually gone. And then you just have to go down here and click on the adjustment layer and go to hue saturation, add that, and then click our background layer back. Now what you're going to notice is we're only going to be changing this selection. So if I slide this now, you can see that it's blending that range of green that we determined using blend if. But everything that was left, the dark areas, those dark greens, are not being affected nearly as much. And then you can just maneuver this to whatever you want to make your image look good. Some of the extremes won't look great. Actually, well, that looks interesting. It's like blueberries and grapes, maybe. Now, if you don't want blend if to impact your entire image, you just need it to affect like one section of it, then all you have to do is click on your mask over here. So make sure this part is selected. Go to your brush tool, make sure the foreground is black, the foreground color is black, and then adjust your brush. Make sure the hardness is down pretty low, and I'm just going to use a fairly large brush for this example right now, maybe 500, and you can see that whatever now I paint over, that's going to be not affected by blend if. But if we take a look at the final image, you can see that I didn't just kind of randomly paint things. I made sure I left full pieces of fruit intact so that the outline, like my border here, looked natural. You wouldn't want to go like this. So if I went back and I had my brush, you wouldn't want to have like half fruits painted in. You want to make sure that your blended zone looks natural. So now let's just take a quick look at the before and after. So that's 4 different ways that you can change the color of anything in your image using Photoshop. If you got something out of this video or you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and I will catch you next time.